So here we go. All right, so what we're doing is we're going to call this user input. Now, I just did mine. This is my old rubric. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff right here. So user input. Now, there's 5 methods. One of the methods we're not going to cover today. One of the things that we are going to do that we have not done before. So this is user input. So for intro, this is going to be perfectly, like this is going to be great for you guys, et cetera, et cetera. But for Noah, for example, she hasn't done user input. She hasn't done this. Aaron hasn't done this either. Brian hasn't done this. Everyone else kind of understand what's going on. Oh, so this is just a refresher. Okay, yeah, Brian's gone today. So this is good because you guys, it's the lecture for class today. So what I'm going to do right now is this. The scanner class is a class that's built into Java. And what it does is it allows user input. Now, we've learned 2 types of classes. We have learned the string class, right? And the string class generally acts as a what? Acts as like a variable, right? Yeah. And then we have the math class, right, that we've done. And the math class is basically what we use to advance further mathematical functions, et cetera, et cetera. Now, the class that we're going to learn today is called the scanner class, but we have to do something separate for this class, unlike the string and unlike the math class. String, hold on one second, Jordan. String is a special type of class. Doesn't really need anything. It's built into Java. It just acts as an internally built variable. Math is a what class? It starts with a static class, meaning you do not what? Import it. You do not need to, you do not need to create an object out of it. The scanner class, however, it is a huge class, and it takes up a lot of files. So what they do is they don't build it into the main library. You have to import it. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here above the class. Now, above the class, but below the package. So those of you guys who have the package there, it's below the package, but above the class. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my first import statement. And I'm going to say import java.util.asterisk, semicolon. Now, what the asterisk means is import all of the utilities. I can even do this, scanner, and I'm done. That's legal because it's a utility. But I can do it like that. So if I wanted to import just the scanner, I could do that. But that was back when memory was a problem. Now, I don't care. I use the asterisk. I got plenty of memory. I got plenty of room. I don't care.
Wait, asterisk just means import everything?
Asterisk means import everything. And then I'm going to do my second one. Import java.io.asterisk. So what does IO stand for?
Input output.
Input output. Okay, yes.
Can you just import java.asterisk?
No, you cannot do that. No, you actually have to call the sub-library at least once. Okay? Very good question, though.
What's the difference between the 2?
So this is a sub-library. This is your list of utilities. This is your inputs and outputs. So it's basically you're saying, okay, I'm calling on the utility library. I can't just call on Java and import all the folders and everything like that. It's too much. You'll instantly make your file. It'll be minimum 280 megs each time. So it's just there's specific that you want to call on a folder first. So think of it like this. This is your C drive, and then this is your user folder, and then keep going from there. So I can import everything in the user folders, huh?
Did you hit 240 megs?
Yeah, Java when it's expanded is about 240 megs. So.
Is that big?
It's okay. It's decent size. But to add that extra bulk onto every single program every single time, it's not necessary.
I have a computer where that would be a problem.
So scanner. Scanner is the name of the class that we use for user input. Now there's another one that we're going to use as well. Okay? Yes, Natalia.
So anytime we would use a scanner, we have to use both.
You have to use the imports, but on a test, use both. But on a test, if I tell you do not do the imports, I may or may not write the question that says use imports. More often than not, I'm not going to. So on a test, if it requires user input, what I want to do is I want you guys to just write the way you write the object. So what we have to do is we have to just whatever's in here. Okay, whatever's in the body. Okay? Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to create the object. So the way I create an object is the way I create a string object or a math object, scanner. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say kb equals new scanner system.in. And the system is capitalized. Boom. Okay, so scanner kb equals new scanner system.in. Scanner is the name of my class. Now remember, if you guys remember, I said, okay, you can make a string, and you can make a clone of the string. So we say string X. X is the name, and what you're doing is you're saying, okay, you are now able to inherit all the items from the string class. You've made a carbon copy. Same thing is happening here. They don't want you screwing around with the scanner class. They want you saying, okay, go ahead and make a clone, KB, which is just short for keyboard, okay, equals new scanner system.in. This right here, okay, so now we're going to start getting into what these things are called.
KB is the name of your scanner, right?
KB is just the name. It can be KB, it can be keyboard, it can be anything you want, okay? I just do KB because it's a good reference, KB, keyboard. Now this side right here, you're just going to need to know the name. I'm not going to explain it. But this whole area, I'm going to highlight it for the video, but this whole area right here is what we refer to as the constructor. That is something new that we have, this whole right side of the equal sign. This is something new that we have not gone over, okay? Don't worry about it yet. We will spend 2 to 3 days just on this topic alone, okay? Because this is arguably one of the most, like I'd say, a top 5 topic to know in the AP class, okay? So just for now, know that that right side is called a constructor, okay? Now, scanners created. So if I want to see all the methods that KB has, I use the what operator? Dot operator. So I just do KB dot. There's all my methods. There's a whole bunch. We need to know 5, okay? And technically 4, because one of them you'll rarely use. So the first thing we're going to do is this. I'm going to ask the user a question. System.out.println, and I'm going to say, please enter an integer. And then what I'm going to do is this. I want to store that integer. What user input allows us to do is it allows us to take the keyboard and store it into a variable. So I'm asking for an integer. So what type of variable am I going to need? Zeke. Oh, okay, thanks, Zeeks. I got multiple Zeeks in here. Okay, so int a equals, so what I have to do is this, kb.next int. Next int. Next int is the method from the scanner class that holds integers. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to hit enter over here, and I'm going to paste this. Oops, Command Z. What happened here? Okay, I'm going to paste this, and then I'm going to say, please enter another integer, and this time I'm just going to change this to B.
What if the user inputs a double?
You'll get an error. You'll get an error, yeah. So right now this holds only integer. We're going to go over that. Yeah, we'll go over that. So right now, please enter an integer. Please enter another integer. Solid, easy, easy, done. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a quick concatenation and just say A plus B is, and then I'm going to say A plus B. All right. Oops, there we go. What the heck? Come on. There we go. All right, there we go. Okay, so
and if you did
what's
A plus B in parentheses, it would be
exactly. So what's going to happen is this. Take a look. For those of you who are new, I'm going to run this. Please enter an integer. I click in my console. I'm going to say 12 and hit return. Please enter another integer, 13. A plus B is 25. Oh my gosh. We can finally start interacting with our programs. It's less boring as all hell. Okay? Trust me, guys, I know. Until user input is boring. Once you finally can interact and start using your own numbers, 10 gets 10 times better. Now, what I want to do, though, is I wanted to go over what's happening. So what's going to happen? So Java is what we call a top-down language, and we go from the top to the bottom, top-down language. So we created our scanner. It's called KB. Then we ask a question. Then we decide what we're going to do with the answer. We say is this, so this says please enter an integer. Then we say NA equals this method right here. What it's doing is it's creating a pause, and it's allowing the console to accept a number. Once you hit your return key, what it takes the number that's here and it stores it in A.
If you enter no.
You can't do that.
What are you gonna do?
You can't. It'll just error out. Yeah, it'll just error out.
And then we're gonna figure out how to.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about that now. So then it moves on to the next question. Pauses again, waits for an answer. We hit enter, puts it in there, goes straight to the next one. This is integers. Next int. Okay, the method you need to know is next int. Simple. Now, not too hard. I'm going to copy this right here. I'm going to copy all of this.
Is this a method or all?
These are methods.
They're not all.
I'm going to change this to C and D. And I'm just going to say, please enter a number.
And you wrote C again.
Oh, whoops. So C and D. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to say that this is for doubles. Now, I need to make a couple changes here. I'm going to change this from an int to a double. And I'm going to change this from an int to a double. Now, you'll notice, is there any errors right now?
Or
It's completely legal, right? Right? Yes or no? It's legal because can an int go into a double? Yeah, so the next int works fine. But I want to be able to take decimals in these numbers. So rather than using the next int method, Noah, what method do you think we're going to use? Solid. There you go. Easy. We're going to say next double. And what I'm going to do is this time I'm just going to multiply them. All right. Now notice that the double, the D in double, and the I in int are capitalized. All right. So next int and next double. Now I'm going to run my program. Please enter an integer. Give me a number. Here, what's her name? Sasuni.
when?
Give me a number. Yeah, an integer.
5.
5. Give me another one. Marcus.
4.
4. Perfect. Okay. That is A plus B is 9. Okay, give me a number now. Natalia, throw in some decimals now. Give me a number.
4.6.
4.6. And Andre, give me a number with some decimals as well.
5.79.
5.79. Hit enter. C times D is 26.3999 repeating. There we go. Doubles. Easy. Now, however, we're going to move on to something a wee bit more complicated. It's a bit more complicated. Okay? Now.
No.
So, and again, one thing I want you guys to do is this is what I'm going to start doing with the advanced stuff where I'm programming this. I'm recording this class. So, it's going to go up on my YouTube channel. Watch the video. So, if you need to just see this again rehashed out, it's the entire lecture. Buzzing. Okay? Now, what we're going to deal with is we've dealt with numbers. We've dealt with numbers with decimals. Now, what's we got to do? Strings. We got to deal with words. So we're going to deal with words. Very good, Natalia. All right, good odds. I know. 1 for 10. So, I'm just kidding. I'm not talking about your hitting. Okay, so. Oh, buzzing! So, and that is all recorded.
20 balls into the net. You know, so you shouldn't be talking.
I'm small.
On a
Okay,
girl's
so.
net. On a girl's net.
Lino!
Over.
On a girl's net.
Yes, on a girl's net.
Oh.
Taylor and Lauren, I couldn't see you so hard.
Okay, but the thing is, I was hitting like this until my shoulder warmed up. When I started hitting, I was hitting over them.
Okay.
Buzzing! Buzzing! Hold on. Daddy's taking control of class. Thank you. All right, now.
You can hear
Words.
the buzzing. Are you sure
Okay,
you want to put this on YouTube?
Yeah, that's true. At minute number. So, all right, so strings. What I'm going to do is now I'm going to ask a question. What is your name? Now, with one word answers only. Java has a way of handling strings. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to say sysout, and we're going to, or I'm sorry, not sysout, I apologize. We're going to say string name equals, and we're going to say kb dot, now what do you think it would be?
String.
Next.
Oh.
kb dot next. Now, it is very important for you guys to understand. I'm going to change this actually to what is your first name. You know, it's going to make sense, and I'm going to change this to first. Okay, so what I've done here now is the computer has stopped. Again, after your first name, and it's asked, and then based on what you put in here, it's going to store it.
They're empty parameters, right?
Yeah, they're empty parameters. I'm going to copy this, and now I'm going to say, what is your last name? I'm going to change this to last. Okay, and boom. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one sentence, and I'm going to say hello, and then plus, and I'm going to say first, plus space, plus last. So I have, what is your first name? I type it in here. What is your last name? Type it in here. And then a greeting, and this is basically how programs are done. So if I run this now, let's say 5 and 5, 4, and then let's say 12 and 3.5. What is your first name?
Eli.
Javi. What is your last name? Martinez. Hello, Javi Martinez. Oh,
What if you want to go longer than 1 word?
we're going to get into that. Don't worry about that. Okay, don't jump ahead. I know some of you intro guys have already know kind of what the answers are, but hang tight.
No, I actually don't know. That's why
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Could you just put spaces to avoid?
You could, but if you're asking a question, how do they know to? What are you going to say? Please add a space after your first name. You're not, it's not going to do that. So that's why you have to account for these things. Good question, but you're not going to say remember to add a space after your first name for grammatical purposes because we use Java. So you want to do it for them, okay? So this handles words. Now take a look what happens though if I try to do this. I'm going to say 4 and 3 or okay, and I'm going to say Javi Martinez. Okay, take a look what happens. It automatically just, I'm not allowed to type in anything. It crashes when you try to do a space. The computer freaks out, so it just stored everything in first, and it didn't allow you to put anything in last. So last just stayed null. Okay, so it just says, hello, Javi Martinez. But technically, that's not what should happen. Okay? Let's try it again. Let's see if I do this.
Wait, so when you type in 2 words to just a one thing, the other one stays in.
Yep. So, take a look what's happening. It just crashes all together. You can only handle one space. This is an anomaly. Okay? So in order to handle multiple words or sentences, we have one last method. And this method is called, so I'm just going to say, what is your address? And I'm going to say string addy equals kb dot, what do you think it is? Yes.
Next line.
Next line. A lot of you are going to think that it's next string. It's not. It's next line.
Is next string something else?
No, it doesn't exist. Okay? Next line. So what next line allows you to do is it allows you to basically use spaces. So take a look what happens now. I'm going to say 3, 3, 3, 3, Javi Martinez 12207. Oh crap. Okay. Oh, that's right. Forgot about it. Okay. So this is where the anomaly happens in Java. Okay. An anomaly is like a flaw in the system. Okay. It's something that shouldn't happen and there's no reason to happen. They still haven't fixed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to block comment this out just to show you, and then I'll explain it later. So here we go. So just to show you next line, 12207 Riverside. Why is this?
Yeah,
Why is it not doing it? It should be fine. Okay, that's weird.
Just skipping right to it.
It's not letting you guys type in it either.
No, just skipping right to it.
And then it's
Okay, so this is an anomaly. So I'm going to explain this because this is something that happens, and I've already trained some of the intro to do it. When you're dealing from words, you can go from numbers. What you at least you used to be able to do is you could go from numbers like next int, next double to next, or you could go from next int, next double to next line, but you could not go from next int, next double, next to next line. And it looks like something happened here. So in order to accommodate for sentences, what we do is we're going to create a new scanner.
Oh,
I'm going to hit
remember.
copy, and I'm going to hit paste, and I'm just going to call this KB1. Okay? And what's happening here is, this is, again, it's an anomaly. Nobody knows why this happens. Okay? It's really weird. Okay? But so what happens right now is I have this, I'm just going to change this to KB1.nextLine. So I have one scanner that handles numbers and single words. And then I have another scanner that will handle just addresses and lines that are going to be multiple. So if I do this now, please enter an integer. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is your name? Javi. What is your last name? Martinez. Address 12207 Riverside. Okay, boom. Notice that it does not freak out. Okay, what the next line does is it allows for sentences. All right.
Why is
Nobody knows why the anomaly. It's just a rule, and it looks like you used to actually. The way that it just crashed right now, it didn't do that before. So something must have changed. They just came out with Java 7.0 literally in July. So it might be something that's new that they just want you know what? Words just create a new scanner. So this might be something that's new even for me. But this
Well,
right
this
here,
happened last year.
no, but it happened at when you went from next to next line. It didn't just stop after numbers. So something must have changed in Java. It's new. I know they just updated to 7.0 is the newest version of Java in July. So, you know, but whether that's the case or not, I've taught you guys that before. If you're just doing words and letters, or words and numbers, use one scanner. For things that handle sentences and everything else, yada yada yada. Some people put this as, some people actually goes words and sentences. So the way they create their scanner. Okay? So that's it for this recording. I will take questions in class.